What would you do if you moved somewhere and you didn't know absolutely anybody? That's my life right now. I just got married a couple weeks ago and my husband's in the Army, so I moved across the country to be where he's stationed in Texas, and I don't know anybody here. We're literally building our life from like the ground up. I have been trying to figure out some things that I can do to establish myself, to kind of create a support system, and to make some friends while I'm here. So here are some tips and ideas of things that you can do if you are in a similar boat. I'm out and about, and one of the first things that I choose to do whenever I'm in a new place, and specifically here in Texas, I am going to the library because I love books and I love to read, and it's something that's free and easy to do. And so right now I am just on Post, and I'm going to the library on Post, and I can get a library card, and then after that I'm going to go to like my local library here and get a library card for just being a resident. You never know who you can meet in a library. I met one of my very best friends in a library. If you are a reader, a library is an excellent place to kind of establish yourself, because being around like-minded bookworms is always a good thing. So that's what I'm gonna do first. So I just got out of the library, and I got a couple books, which is great. The people were literally so nice. I went in there and they were just awesome, and they were just really, really helpful, which was so nice because, like I said, I don't know anybody here, so it was nice to meet some friendly faces and get some good books. One thing I will say as well I love about libraries is that they are a community center. They usually have different information about different events or clubs or gatherings or things like that that are happening in the community. So for example, I just walked in and they have this play that's gonna go on in October, and I was like, oh, well, we'll check it out. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, this could be a great way to go out, meet people, and just kind of do something that's local, that's fun. It's things like that where you can just find little information about things that are happening and going on, which is really, really cool. The lady inside also told me with this library system, because it's military, there's a lot of benefits that come for it, and they have different like online classes and tutoring and language help and different resources. So it's also cool to see what resources they have online for your library, because you might be able to meet people through that. I am at the next library and it's so cute. They have like this huge book outside. You won't be able to see it. Oh, no, definitely not. Okay, it's right there, but it's like this humongous book statue, which is super cute. So we're gonna go in there and get my library card. I usually have to have a piece of mail that like states that you're living wherever you're living, and so I just brought some mail that has my name on it from my bank. So I'm gonna take that in and go check it out, so we'll see what they have. I just got out of there and they were super helpful too. There were some really cool things in their library. One of the things that I really, really liked is they had these DVD packs, like it was like a bundle, and it had like 5 different movies, but it was all like centered around a theme, which I thought was really, really fun. I've never seen that anywhere else. And then I got my little library card, and what's so fun is, I don't know if your libraries do this, but it's the best. It's when they like have like a key fob of your library card. It's so convenient because then you don't have to remember your card. I usually just keep my card at home and then just have this on my key ring. That's one of the reasons why I really like libraries, is because it's more than just getting books, although I am very excited for the books that I just got. And I think that's a really cool way to like start getting connected with your community and find out about things. There's a couple other things that I thought of that I can do just with not knowing anybody. We live in an apartment complex, and so one thing I can go do is talk to the people in the office and just ask if they have any community events. And the other thing is, our apartment people are so nice, and maybe it's just because it's like Southern hospitality, they're so nice. But I can ask them, hey, are there other like younger families or couples that live around here? So I'm gonna go do that right now. Okay, I'm walking to get my mail because I just left the office, but we really have the nicest people who work here, like the best. So I went in and asked them, and they just were like, oh, we don't have anything scheduled right now. We do things every once in a while. And I was like, oh, okay, like we just haven't met any of our neighbors, and we just don't have friends here, so we just want to meet. Are there young couples? And she was like, oh yeah, we have lots of young couples and families that live here. And then she was like, you know, just because you came and asked, we plan something for you guys. So I was like, oh my gosh, you are so sweet. And then she goes into the other lady and she's like, okay, we need to plan something for our residents. We need to help these guys out. It was like so sweet. We also go to a local church that's here. We went on Sunday and we met the people there, and we kind of got in contact with some people, which was super nice. We'll kind of just foster those friendships as we keep going to church and seeing them on Sundays and being able to connect, which is really good. I also called one of my other friends. Her husband was stationed here for a little bit. I was like, hey, do you have any friends that you met here that are cool? And she was like, oh, I don't have any friends that are like from the military, but some of her friends from like back home happen to live here. And so she sent their profiles to me so I can reach out and get in touch with them. So that's another thing that you can do, is just kind of see friends of friends, find mutual friends. The other thing I did a couple days ago is I started joining like military wives pages around here. Those are a couple of things that I've done. I am gonna start working soon. We have to wait for a couple things to kind of get sorted before I can start looking for a job, so that's a little annoying. But anyways, yeah, so job is another great thing. Hopefully that'll get started in the next like couple months. I'm gonna die if I don't have a job. Another thing that I think is a good way to meet people is by volunteering in the community. We all have interests and passions and different things, and just being able to look up those places and then being able to go and be like, hey, do you guys have any volunteering things? Like for example, when I was in college, I volunteered at a local library during the children's like preschool story time, because it was so fun. I had a blast. And I was really good friends with the people who were the librarians who put it on. And that was a really fun thing to do, and just kind of make some friends that way. I also think that you could do something with any kind of sport. I think if you are, did any athletics and you wanted to ref, you could probably meet some really cool people that way. I did theater all growing up, and so being able to help with set building or costume construction or anything like that, stage managing, whatever. I think those are really cool ways to kind of get involved in the community and being able to like support something that you really enjoyed doing when you were younger and kind of continue that. So on a final note, I feel like the real lesson and the real takeaway of moving somewhere is that you have to take initiative. If you want to make friends, you have to go out and find them, because people will never, well, I'm not going to say they never come to you, but in general, most people are like the rest of us, where it would be nice if somebody came and talked to us and someone made the first move, but generally that's just not likely to happen. And so just taking initiative, putting yourself out there in the community, finding different avenues, I think is so important, but you really won't be able to do that if you don't put yourself out there. So that's the biggest thing I think you have to do if you're starting over somewhere and you don't know anybody. So good luck with that. Hopefully some of these tips will help you as you're transitioning, if you are, and even if you're not. Still a lot of really good things you can do to become more active in your community. Sometimes you move somewhere and you don't get settled and you're like, I've lived here for a year and I still don't feel like I know anybody or have anything going on. I think these tips are super helpful and can be applied in so many different ways. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully you find something good out of there that you can do to make some friends.